Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Coach Pierre. I had the pleasure of getting my brothers onto an actual episode of this podcast, something I've been wanting to do for months now. And as Panthers fans, it's nice for us to kind of reminisce how the season went and talk about how we think the free agency's going, what we think they're going to do in the draft, and then for next season. So, guys, huge season, underdogs throughout the whole season, and overall just proud of the Panthers of how they performed. But whoever wants to go first, just tell me, how did this season turn out to you? What did you think? Highs, lows, anything that you want to talk about?
Don, you got it.
I'll get it started. Hey, this is Don, in case if you can't see it or you're listening on the podcast. I would say this has been the ultimate summary of being a Panthers fan this season. I started watching the Panthers. The first season I watched, they went 1-15. The next season, I think it was 7-9. The next season, of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in my entire life, they've never had a back-to-back winning season. And so the fact that we made the playoffs, and you were sending us memes, fusions with the Falcons fans. Hey, it's time to. We don't want the Bucs in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I think it's just like if you had to summarize my entire Panthers experience into one season, it would be this season. We made the playoffs. We won games. We were like, wait, we won that game? Oh, hey, sweet. And then we lost that game? What?
Yeah.
And of course, instead of beating the Bucs in the final week of the season to secure the playoff berth, no, we had to make it stressful.
Link up with our Falcons brethren.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I think of the season. I'm like, ridiculousness.
Do you guys remember Game of Zones? Like they look like the Bleacher Report thing they did. Yeah, during the Warriors era. That's what I thought about when you said our Falcons brethren, we must go to the realm of Atlanta. And you King Bijan, King it was no, that was stressful. Oh gosh. But
oh man.
No, Don, I think you're absolutely right. And when you talking about the absolute Panther season, because it's a lot of fun. A lot of cool things happened. I mean, in Panthers fashion, it's quarterback's inconsistent, some high highs, low lows, some good skill positions. Again, in Panthers fashion, losing the biggest game of the year, super close fashion. The wind blows a little bit here, and
we could have gotten off the field at least 3 or 4 times, and Baker Mayfield somehow extends it, and I'm just like, we can't buy a sack. We have one of the richest owners in the league, and we can't buy a sack right now.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, and then I think I'm excited to have McMillan around for a while. I'm really glad they didn't back up the Brinks truck for Bryce Young. I was like, I appreciate him, but it's so it was still fun.
You know how I feel about him. Guys, it's not a short quarterback thing. I truly believe they just need to treat him like a bridge quarterback until we find something better. I wouldn't even be upset if they paid him $30 million a year, but there's talks about him possibly reaching 45 to 50, and I'm like, no,
please, no, yeah.
If he gets 50, I need to talk to Bryce's agent.
Yes,
see my next.
Yeah. He must have Daniel Jones's agent. I was like, come on, guys. That's a whole other video.
That's a whole. Gosh, Colts, what are you doing?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like I used to joke about Jerry West when he was in the NBA exec. And it would be like, how did Jerry West get this deal done? I don't know if you guys remember, but before KD signed with the Warriors, the reports were coming out, okay, he's going to re-sign with OKC. He's just got one more meeting with Jerry West. And then it will decide. And then next thing you know, he signs with the Warriors. What did Jerry say in that interview to convince him. He's like, look, Katie, I'm the logo. Sign the doors. It's like, it's a pretty good argument.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So you're right. I don't know who Daniel Jones' agent is, but he's dealing.
He ruined the quarterback market last time with the Giants deal a few years ago. Now he's doing it again. But whatever. So,
right, whatever. Yeah, no, but I agree with you. It sounds like we're all in agreement that there's no way the Panthers should pay Bryce Young big money, especially with just how inconsistent. Like he was ranked 22nd in quarterback play, and Bryce Young has shown flashes. He's made some big throws. He's made some big plays. Like when the Panthers won, he was a reason why they won. But when you pay a quarterback that much, he has to be the reason you win the games. Like Absolutely. Look at Mahomes, look at Josh Allen, look at Lamar. Those even Burrow. Like when they win the games, it's because they took the game over, put the team on their back, carried them to a victory. Bryce Young is an important cog in the machine, clearly, but he's not the cog, which once you think about it, McMillan's going to have to, if he continues to progress and get better, they're going to have to pay him big money. You're going to have to start making decisions on the defense, a defense that has already been terrible 2 years ago and has been pretty average this year. And with all the additions they added through free agency, you're going to have to keep trying to support Bryce Young. And I just feel like if the key word is support your quarterback at year 4, year 3 to year 4, that kind of answers your question of, should we pay this guy big money? Like after year 2, the Chiefs were like, okay, we're going to ride this Mahomes train till we have to pay him. And then Mahomes is going to carry us to more Super Bowls, which he did.
Yeah. Is there something you guys, if that Bryce can do this coming season for you to be like, how we just said about Mahomes? We're like, yeah, after his first 2 seasons, especially after the Super Bowl, he signs a 10-year contract. Like, yeah, you feel good about that. Obviously, it doesn't need necessarily be a 10-year contract, but is there something Bryce can do where you'd be like, pay this, give this man his money?
Honestly, no, but it would be 2 years. No, and I mean, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. It'd be a 2-year thing. It wouldn't be 2026 season. It'd be the 2027 season. Meaning, let's say next season he's in the MVP race. Okay. And in NFL history, there's been a lot of guys, look at Carson Wentz, a lot of guys who were part of the MVP talk. And then the next year, due to any multitude of reasons, they were just out of it. So, but if you get 2 solid years of Bryce Young being a top 10 quarterback, I'd even take Brock Purdy of just his ability to do everything on the field and make every throw. Then I kind of go, okay, I still wouldn't like $45 million a year plus. I think that'd be ridiculous, but I could swallow 40 somewhere under or somewhere between 40 to 45, because then it'd be like, hey, he is a legit quarterback. They've given the weapons and look what's happened. He's excelled.
No, that's a good point. And I think like you're right, Al. Like because the first answer I thought of was just let's beat some good teams consistently. Like the Rams win was cool last year and all that stuff. But like let's beat some good teams, some notable quarterbacks consistently. But it's like really, yeah. I mean, Bryce can get 45 million next year if we win the Super Bowl. But like, realistically, it's like if we can just like a 2-year thing where it's like, okay, Bryce goes 30 touchdowns, 10 picks next year with like, what's it called? Upper half rating of quarterbacks. Okay, cool. And then the second year, some more progression or some more consistency, and win a playoff game. Ideally, it's like okay, then we can start talking about big money. But I'm kind of nervous. I mean, and what do y'all think? Like, because we're sort of in this, I feel like we're sort of, obviously, we don't, support tanking or anything like that, but like we're in this place where Bryce isn't great, but Bryce isn't so bad that we're like looking, or we're gonna be in top of the pick for Arch Manning next year. Like, they feel about the whole quarterback thing. Or do we just kind of build everything else around it and just have a great team and kind of do it old fashioned?
I agree. Okay, I don't want to tank. I think the losing mentality just needs to change in Carolina. Like we talked about it, like Carolina's inconsistency, even back during the Cam Newton days, is what really hurts them. And yes, it'd be nice to kind of be, oh man, let's we can get a top 10 quarterback, but I would much rather take a shot at sort of the Chiefs model pre-Mahomes with Alex Smith, to where you have the guys on your team are solid. You just need a difference maker at quarterback. So you're willing to move up. Let's say, and this will never happen again, but let's say, I don't even say Arch Manning, but let's say Dante Moore drops next season. And again, it's Bryce Young wasn't playing. He was playing average. If the Panthers, Dan Morgan goes, hey, Tepper, I'd be willing to trade 3 firsts. We can get a second back or something, but at that 10 spot, and Carolina made the playoffs last year, then I feel a lot better about that, because we've had multiple seasons of them making the playoffs and making a somewhat run, and we can clearly tell the deficiency is at the quarterback position. Does that make sense? Like, I would like this upcoming season, I think Avero's defense needs to show another step. Like, they were average all last year. If they can reach a top 10, then like if you have a top 10 defense, your weapons are there. Chuba Hubbard runs the football really well to about 12 to 1,300 yards. And let's say A.J. Dillon gets an additional 300 to 600 yards rushing. And they don't make the NFC Championship game, you know who the problem is? Bryce Young. Because every quarterback in the league will kill for that. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Like,
and I think also, well, I just wonder too, as long as you're not paying Bryce like he's a top market guy.
Yeah.
If I get a news alert later this summer, Bryce Young becomes a top 5 paid quarterback in the league, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
I will send you every GIF in the book about me hating that. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
No.
Michael Scott. No.
What's that Breaking Bad one with Jesse? They can't keep getting away.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Note to self, reach out to Bryce's agent over Twitter or something.
Yeah.
But I think as long as they don't do that, because you're right, like the NFC South is not a good division. Mm-hmm. And so
we can say that. That's like
yeah. Look, I've been
when other divisions say it, that's fight words. Right?
Exactly. You keep that in the house. Don't sit it out there.
Yeah, exactly. This stays within the family.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're right.
It's a family affair.
The division isn't great. We can, amongst ourselves, we can admit that.
Yeah.
But like you said, the fact that we didn't, yes, the Panthers won the division, but they won it 7-8-1. I mean, really, you know what I mean? It was like, fine. Let's have like you said, let's have a season where we go, hey, 10-7. I'm not talking about 15-2. I'm talking, hey, we were above 500 definitively. Nobody's calling into question the fact that we have a home playoff game. And heck, let's win that home playoff game.
Right.
Then you can start talking about, like you said, I think it would be better. Because you're right. I don't think there's anything Bryce could do this season unless he just, like you said, pulls a Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. If he does something like that, okay, then I'd be like, Other than, something insane like that.
And guys, even if he did that, I would still say, hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. Like that, I would still go like, can he do it again?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
But Allen, he threw for 60 touchdowns.
I don't know. Because
were they really 60 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Look, I saw the highlights. It looked like that. There were a lot of wide open guys. There were a lot of broken
screens.
Hey, Dave Canals can coach, okay?
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me of Rico Dowdle when he went for 200 back to back.
Yeah.
And I was like, did this guy just become Jim Brown? Like, what happened?
Yes. Yes.
For 2 Sundays.
Yeah, I'm like, what the? And then the funniest one was when he did it against the Cowboys, because I guess he got released by them and he sent the pay buckle up. And then did you guys see when the Panthers social media clown Stephen A. Smith?
What they say?
That sounds familiar. You got to refresh my memory.
I tried to go back and find it. So before the Cowboys Panthers game, he was like, look, the Cowboys, you know my feeling about the Cowboys, but they have nothing to worry about with the Panthers.
Yeah.
No issues, no problem. And so what they did was they just highlighted him. He would say something like that. And then they have Panthers big run by Rico Dowdle. Oh, the Cowboys are going to destroy the Panthers. Rico Dowdle goes in for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Like, it was hilarious. I was trying to go back and find it, but I couldn't. It's like I saw it on YouTube right before as like their intro for one of their segments. I just couldn't find it, but it was hilarious. I was like, okay, that was pretty good social media team.
Okay, I'll have to find it. If I do, I'll add it to the podcast episode. Okay, because I just did a quick look and I can't find it anywhere.
Okay, I think it was on TikTok originally, but I don't have TikTok, so I don't know. But you're right. Like, I don't know. I would rather win because, like I said, the culture, like you said, I totally agree with you. The culture is a culture of inconsistency. And so the reality is, if the Panthers do go 10-7, we'd be like, okay, we're respectable again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, then you can figure out from there where your true issues are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and now, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like they could be kind of set up for like a Denver thing where it's like, because I feel like you can put Rice and Bo Nix like within the same, tier, if you will. Maybe, I mean, yeah, at least I would. And so it's like you can create a pretty strong team around them. And obviously, like last year for Denver, they got pretty lucky, let's be honest. But like, what's it called? Like, do you think that's like a good structure for them where it's like, hey, like we're gonna really beef up our, I mean, kind of what they're already doing this offseason, like beefing up that D line, the linebackers, and some more skill positions and things like that. Like, do you think that's a decent model for them?
It is, and I think that's the model that most NFL teams do that don't have that guy at quarterback try to emulate. Like every Broncos fans will tell you, like they like Bo Nix, but if they're like, do you think Bo Nix can get into that top 5 range of Herbert, Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, and oh my gosh,
Burrow.
Burrow. Thank you. I was like, why am I?
You think Herbert made
like
that
you
range?
know what I mean? Like, and even then, like some people say, like, are you sure Herbert? I like Stafford better. Which again, Stafford or Herbert, however you want to put it. But
I'll
we
say
all
this:
agree.
I think Joe Burrow's not even in that range, but that's just me.
Oh, whoa! Wait a minute.
I said Joe,
Mr. Hot Take over here. Mr. Hot Take.
When you got people thinking you're about to retire in the middle of the season and you haven't been playing for 3 years,
out of what's it called?
But
he's talented. Don't get me wrong, he can play, but
right. But like that's Cincinnati. Remember what Carson Palmer was like? Like when he got to Arizona, he was like, Arizona's not that great, but they're not Cincinnati. Hey, I'm in an NFC Championship game. I mean, I'm getting killed by the Panthers, but I'm in an NFC Championship game.
Homeboy's talking about it. Homeboy was acting like he just became a born again believer. He was like, "Man, I have seen the light here in Arizona."
Yes,
right.
Like he went to the Raiders and was just like, "All right, that's a palate cleanser, perfect."
Yeah.
The Raiders. I'll do because I don't want to derail it too much for Panther Sharks, but you're right. Like I agree with you, Jonathan. I think Bryce Young is about on the same level as Bo Nix.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I agree with most people. Like, yeah, they probably go to the Super Bowl if Bo Nix doesn't get his ankle messed up or whatever it was. Yeah. They probably don't win the Super Bowl, but they probably go to the Super Bowl. And then you kind of go from there. And so I think you're right. Like I said, the division's not great. Get yourself potentially home field and see what happens, I think is a good idea.
Because remember in the division, like the team that scares me the most is the Saints. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I can say, well, you think that because the Saints beat the Panthers twice, which is true, but they have a quarterback that they like, Shuck, which I'm so shocked by that Shuck actually played well. So shocked by. The Tampa Bay, you should hear Tampa Bay fans rip Todd Bowles because they're like, I'll put it down like this. My viewpoint on a lot of moves is: do the other teams in your division hate that you did that move, or do they love it?
That makes sense.
As a Panthers fan, I love that they kept Todd Bowles. I love it.
Yeah.
and again, as a defensive guy, as a defensive coach, I'm going, he does a lot of exotic things. He does a lot of things well in that defense. But as a coach, I'm kind of about him. Like, he's so coordinated. It's so clear and evident that he's so coordinator dependent. Remember the last two coordinators that the Tampa Bay Bucs had? Two future head coaches in Canales and Liam Cohen. This OC for the Bucs, he's not a future head coach as of right now. And look how their offense turned out after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like it steadily dropped down because every team in the NFL is going, okay, this is what you do. You're not going to change a whole lot. We got to fix up your personnel. There's a reason why. Oh my gosh, Mike Evans left and went to San Francisco because he's going. There's something there. And again, I could be completely off base, but just watching that team the last couple of years, and then I'm perfectly okay that they kept Todd Bowles. And I think Kevin Stefanski is a little bit overrated. He's won 2 coaches of the year. Fine. Yeah, he's a good coach. He knows his offense. But the things that some of the Browns fans have been saying, they're like, there's a reason why Shedeur Sanders is still there. There's a reason why Andrew Berry is still there. There's a reason why a lot of the players are excited that Todd Monken actually talks to people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like the biggest thing with Kevin Stefanski, hearing from Browns fans, I'm not a Browns fan, but just hearing from him is he was so offensive coordinator minded that he forgot to be a full head coach. Like, the offense is, we know what we're doing, so on and so forth. But as a head coach, you got to be a manager of people. Like, the biggest criticism was with the Shedeur Sanders stuff. It's like, just every so once in a while, say the man's name and just prop him up as your quarterback. Like
he was avoiding it.
Avoiding it. Like, I was listening to one of the guys, Garrett Bush. He's a big I'll send you guys his link. He's actually pretty entertaining. But he was talking about it, and I was going, oh my gosh, and he proceeded to play clip after clip, and I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. I don't hate that the Falcons got him either. So all that to say, I think the Saints they have a lot of cap room. They signed, they still have Kamara. They signed, oh my God, not David Montgomery. Sorry, this is bad podcasting. I cannot, they just signed the running back. Signed. Yeah.
Let's see. You looking it up, John?
Yeah.
Saints running backs. Travis Etienne. That's who they signed.
Yeah.
I was like, gosh, I knew he wasn't going to go to the Panthers, but he would have been a guy who, if you're a Eagles fan, you would have loved to have. A Chiefs fan, you would have loved to have. If you're not Niners, Lions fan. The fact he went to the Saints, I'm going, Kellen Moore knows his offense. He knows how to use running backs. They're clearly doing something with the 2-back system down in New Orleans. And this is going to be Kamara's final year before they cut him, because I think his cap hit's going to be over $25 million next year. So this clearly was just a last stand. Hey, let's go for it, or we'll trade you during the trade deadline.
Damn.
So yeah, it is interesting because you're right. Like if the division gets beefier, we'll see if, like you said, is Shuck going to be a 1 year wonder or is it
Right.
actually transition to something? And so it'll be interesting to
Mhm.
see. And you're right. That is interesting though with Kevin Stefanski because what we'll find out in the next few years is it Brown's incompetence or whether it really Stefanski or a mixture of both. Where like, yeah, he needed to go, but the Browns just hired the back,
Right.
because the Browns be doing dumb stuff, so it's kind of hard to know for
And
sure.
and I think it's going to be a mixture of both, but I think at some point, so you know what I mean, someone's 51% to 49% at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
someone's going to, like, I don't think it's ever a true 50-50.
Yeah. I have a thing with like quarterback names. So like Tyler Shuh, like I don't really know how to pronounce it. So like he's not gonna be good. Like there's no chance, like what's it called? Like Joe Montana sounds like a great quarterback before he ever touches the ball. Like
Joe Montana.
Yeah, like
That's a leader of men right there.
Exactly.
General Montana.
Yeah.
Well, I know we had mentioned this earlier. If there's more stuff you guys can obviously we can keep going. But we had mentioned if you guys had a favorite season as a Panthers fan that you've had so far. Obviously, we've all been Panthers fans for a hot minute. But if you guys had a favorite season watching the team,
Mine is actually, I mean, like, so obviously we all, for our viewers, we like used to live in North Carolina. And that first time we went to the Super Bowl, like that 03-04, or I guess the 03 team,
Yeah, the 03 team.
was, I mean, and again, like going on that run, like as kids, that was, I mean, like special. Because, and tell me if I'm wrong, didn't we like watch the Super Bowl at church? Like
No, that was the year after. Let me tell you, I will never, Jonathan, you may be too young to remember this. Me and Donald were up and watching the game. I go to the bathroom during this halftime show, and then Donald sees the Janet Jackson deal, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I run back, and it's like, "Did you see?" I was like, "No." And then do you not remember this, Donald? Like,
no, I thought I missed it.
no, you were there because you were standing up watching it, and I had turned to go use the bathroom. Oh,
I thought we came back from church after halftime.
no, we had came just as the halftime started. Like we had church
I'll get my
beforehand.
timing wrong on that because I always remember coming back after, but okay. So yeah, no, I must have blocked that out of my memory because I don't remember what you're talking about. I mean, I know the Janet Jackson story, but I don't remember me actually seeing it. So that's what it. So good to know. Now I'll tell that story correctly.
Well, actually, I'll say this too. Arguably, my weird like favorite Panthers memory. It was actually one time I think Donald, I was actually visiting you at college, and it was I'm trying to remember exactly. So the Panthers went 7-9 and won the division one year. It was like 2010, 2011 with Cam, something like that.
Yeah.
And we played the Cardinals the first round of the playoffs. Like it was a terrible game. Like we won it 17-10. And I remember like after the game, like, obviously it's Cam, he's got the big smile, like high-fiving everybody in the crowd. And I remember for some reason we were like at your friend's Matt, because your friend Matt was like working at a hotel, and I was just watching this game at a hotel lobby, like nothing better to do. But I was like, I didn't even think the Panthers were gonna win, but then hey, we have to have that, another playoff win for Cam. I think it might have been the first of his career, but
it might have been because I can't remember if the Cardinals were on their third stringer.
It was an awful game.
It was
like there was
because I think Carson Palmer got hurt, and so they were really good, but then they just I can't remember if that was the year or if it was a different one, but yeah, that was a fun one though. Yeah, because my favorite season is the 2015 one, only because I love blowouts.
Yeah.
And that team was just blowing out people left and right. And then like the second half of the season, they were still blowing out people, but then the games would get tight. So it'd be like, hey, we're up by 21, and they just take their foot off the gas. And then with like a minute left in the game, they're up by 3 and they're trying to hold on. It's like
right.
So that was probably my favorite. But other than that, yeah, that 03 one, because it was such a surprise. I really didn't think they were gonna
No, because they won. They went 5-0, and it was like, who's the Jake Delhomme quarterback? The other thing I remember about that season was, so they kept winning. They ended up winning 11-5, and they played the Cowboys starting off.
Yep.
And Steve Smith catches a touchdown, but it was like back in the day where it's like you had to give the receiver space to put his foot in bounds. And so like Steve Smith never actually caught the touchdown. Like his foot was never in bounds because the Cowboys player pushed him off. But then the refs were like, no, it's a touchdown, because if he had landed, it would have been right there. And then that next game, the Rams double overtime. And then like it was we had gone to sleep, and then the next day we wake up and we see that the Panthers won, and we're like, they won! Oh, they're going to the FC Championship game. And then and then the Eagles game, Ricky Manning Jr. with 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I can't remember it was 3 or 4, but yeah.
And then the freaky thing was, Ty Law has 3 interceptions in the Patriots game.
Yes.
It was like, are these teams easily matched up? And they were. Like, if it wasn't for a John Casey kicking the ball out of bounds and putting the Patriots on their 40, there's a world where the Panthers either make a stop or clock runs out, and they either go to overtime or they have a shot. Because again, at that point, Tom Brady isn't fully Tom Brady, but he's gonna push the ball, and you know what I mean? Like, who knows what happened? But it was just like, yeah, this game's over. Because like it was a tightly close game, and then the second half, it was like Derek Foster runs for a touchdown. Steve Smith catches a deep touchdown. Musinma, Jake Delhomme is playing out of his mind.
He just chucks.
Both teams have top 5 defensives, and they can't stop anybody.
Nope.
And again, the 03 season will always, I mean, part of it is nostalgia, obviously part of it, but it was just special seeing like this team that was terrible, terrible, actually make a good run and have a real shot at winning. It was in a blowout. Like, they had a shot to win the Super Bowl. They had a shot.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for.
And like, it's weird too, because I remember I was hearing like a national pundit talk about that game, like talk about like that Super Bowl in particular, like, oh yeah, Patriots handled them. It's like one, I don't remember it that way, and then 2, I went back to watch it. It's like the Panthers were in this game. Like,
in that game, the Patriots had to have Mike Vrabel catch a touchdown, Adam Vinatieri kick a last-minute field goal to win it. John Casey kicks the ball out of bounds to put them in good field position. The thing that helped them, if I remember correctly, Rodney Harrison, he got hurt in that game. There was one more thing that happened that was like, oh my gosh. There was one more thing. There was one more thing about that game that I was like, oh man, if this happens, then there's a shot. But there was like, I just listed off 5 things that had to happen for the Patriots to win that game. 5.
Yeah. Well, that game too also has a weird coincidence with, I don't know if you guys remember the wide receiver Ricky Proehl.
Yeah.
So he caught the game tying touchdown.
Yeah.
In that Super Bowl. But 2 years earlier, he was on the Rams, and he caught the game tying touchdown for the Rams. And then Tom Brady got down there and kept the field goal. I'm like, this guy's like the weirdest career ever. He's got 2 game tying Super Bowl touchdowns against the Patriots.
If Tom Brady doesn't go down and march it, he's in Rams history and he's in Panthers history. And obviously he is, but you know what I mean? Like, it becomes like oh man, this guy made huge, you know what I mean? Like, almost a trivia question. Like,
which wide receiver has 2 game winning? It was like, oh, that's good. Ricky Proehl, I've never even heard of this guy. But yeah, it is an interesting one of like, Yeah. Oh man, because that season was definitely, and that's why we watched it next year at church, because people were like, "Oh, maybe the Panthers will be good enough again," and then they were inconsistent Panthers that didn't make the playoffs. But
I think they were 8-8 because I think that was the season Musim Muhammad got hurt.
that
They had
sounds
a
right.
bunch of injuries.
Yeah.
It was like Musim Muhammad got hurt. Oh, and I think that was also the season the Saints did the whoop-de-doo at the end of the game. They finally scored, but then the field goal kicker shanks it wide right. And so everybody was like,
God.
we did all of that for nothing? For nothing?
I was watching that game live, and as they're doing it, I'm like, no freaking way. And that was at the point, if you're a younger fan, you're not they moved back the extra point a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it used to be like at the 2 yard line. It'd be basically automatic, like nobody missed
The
extra points back then.
98. It was like a 98%,
Yeah.
98% accuracy rate for
Oh yeah,
for
it was
extra
so
points.
automatic. Yeah, it was so automatic. People would change the channel because it was like, yeah, we know they're gonna get it. That's why the NFL moved it back, because they were like, we want to keep that viewership. And so yeah, when he shanked it right, I was sitting on the couch like, bro, how do you miss that? And that's how they got eliminated from the playoffs. So it was like, but
Yep.
Which Super Bowl would y'all have rather had, like 2003 or 2015? Now, when I ask this question, keep in mind too, it's like, yeah, would you rather have that Super Bowl as kids or have that Super Bowl as an adult? Like that's also what I'm thinking about. Like not just the teams, obviously the teams Cam versus Delone,
yeah.
the players, but also that feeling as a kid to be living in a Super Bowl city or feeling as an adult.
That's a good question. I want to lean 2015 because the hater in me wants to say 03. The hater in me who hates Tom Brady, who's like everything goes right for this man every single time. But looking at that 03 team, they were not, I wouldn't consider one of the best teams to ever play football. Like they were a team that got hot, almost like a 2011 Ravens. No one's confused. Yeah. Like there's a difference when you talk about 2000s Ravens versus 2011 Ravens.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I mean, there's levels to this. They won Super Bowl, yada yada. But the 15, you would have gone 15-1, won a Super Bowl, led the league in rushing, had a top 5 defense. You would have had Hall of Famer Luke Kuechly with the Super Bowl. It would have Cam Newton has an MVP, Super Bowl, and possibly Super Bowl MVP trophy on this case. Even if all that other stuff happens the next couple of years, it's like football, Cam Newton potentially has 2 of the greatest one seasons in NFL history, in football history.
Yeah, football history.
He has the Auburn championship. He has the Panthers championship. And I don't know, your view of Cam Newton changes tremendously. It just sucked that the Panthers right tackles couldn't block Von Miller. Just couldn't.
Well, that was a team, that 15 team was a team that lived off of the turnovers and converted those turnovers to touchdowns.
Yep.
And they got 3 turnovers. They just didn't convert them to touchdowns, either by interception for touchdowns or just short field touchdowns. Because I remember a stat where they led the league in points, but they were bottom in yards.
Yes.
Because they had so many short fields they were scoring, but because it was short fields, they didn't get that many yards. I semi agree with you in the sense that I'm a Tom Brady hater because of the 03 season.
Yes.
Yeah.
1000%.
So if he won, I would have been like, he beat you guys. We didn't beat. He didn't beat my team.
That's you guys. That's y'all's problem.
I'd be sick if I was an Eagles fan.
Yeah, exactly. Man, not my problem. My team beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. And I almost feel like I'm sure that's how Giants fans feel.
Oh yeah, if you're a Rams fan, you're like, I can't stand this guy.
Yeah.
And that's a funny thing too. Weird stat about all the NFL dynasties. This is completely weird. Other than the Packers in the 60s, which barely count for this, all the Super Bowl dynasties beat the same team twice. So the Steelers beat the Cowboys twice in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
The Niners beat the Bengals twice in the 70s. The Cowboys beat the Bills twice in the 70s. And then you brought up the Rams. If you count the Patriots as one giant dynasty, they beat the Rams to start it, and then they beat the Rams to end it.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs beat the Niners twice.
Yeah.
So it is a weird thing. But you're right, like, because that's what throws me off, to answer your question, Jonathan. That's what throws me off. Because if they did win, I don't know how I'd feel. And I like Peyton Manning more than I like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But would I be reverse if it was the other way around?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd be like, he's a 6th-round pick. Just
like
you'd feel a lot different.
Yeah.
I'll stick with 03 only because I have, like you guys know, one of my good friends is Matt, and he's a huge Broncos fan. So he gets to have a Broncos Super Bowl in his lifetime, and then if we get 03, then I get a Super Bowl in my lifetime. So we both kind of win. But yeah, it is a very good question.
That's a good question.
I know. For myself, because like I think about the people. Like for Cam's sake, I wish he had a Super Bowl, and like he talks about this pretty openly now, obviously on his podcast and stuff. He's like, everywhere I go, everyone's saying, should have dove on the ball, should have dove up, and again, that's a moment. Like because it's almost that thing. It's like if they got blown out in the Super Bowl, okay, people know he remembers it, but like because he has those moments, and then obviously like who doesn't love Luke Kuechly? Who doesn't love Greg Olsen? Like just the characters on that team. I think I lean. Man, because it's like for me, when I think of Panthers, I think of Steve Smith. So I think of him and Jake Delhomme in that Bojangles commercial in the car.
Oh
yeah, so it's
yes.
I think 03 just it's like there's something special.
Southern mid-2000s thing ever.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Bojangles.
Have you guys? I'm gonna say since we've been in the Midwest, have you guys had the Bojangles conversation? How it's like it's really like good, but it's like it's unique, and it's like pretty good biscuits, pretty good chicken. Like it's
when we went back to North Carolina, we had Bojangles.
Yeah.
So I had the sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie, yeah.
So like I told
world's finest.
I told RJ about it. And so like the nearest Bojangles, like he lives in Virginia, the nearest Bojangles was in North Carolina. So he drove across state lines to go get it. And then he ate it and he texted me, he's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
I'm glad they still sell it. That's their calling card.
Yeah, so it was, dude. We had it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. It was just like this is pure. I am eating pure nostalgia right now. Oh, it was so good. Gosh,
man. No, it is a good question.
That is a good question.
Maybe this wasn't like groundbreaking to you guys, but when we came to when we moved to like Kansas City, and when I realized that they didn't have like Bojangles or like Kroger's, I was kind of like, man, like what's a Hy-Vee? Like,
yep.
What are they gonna
Yep. What is this crap? Yes. Kroger. Oh.
And I still haven't found great Chinese food here.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's all okay.
So there's a spot near where we live that's not bad, but it's like kind of inconsistent. So it's like
I agree with you. We've eaten at the spot you told us. It was all right. It was all right. There's a place near me in Springfield that kind of found the closest, because they have the actual chicken wings.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. There's a spot near me in Springfield. So next time you guys come down, just remind me and I'll tell you about it. And again, nothing too crazy. You just get a simple chicken. You just get a simple chicken fried rice, or fried rice with chicken wings, and you'll be like, okay, I see what you're saying. There's another spot that I've grown to like, and again, I'll tell you all about it. You know what? I'll say it. Scenic by the Walk. It's the Walk on Scenic is one of our favorite places to go. Their rice is a little sweet, which I at first wasn't a huge fan of. But again, they have the nice little chicken wings. And then there's this spot, Happy China. It's connected to a gas station. And exactly. Exactly. It's exactly what you think I'm saying. And it's fantastic. Fantastic.
Are these all in Springfield?
Yep. Fantastic.
Nice.
Fantastic. Nice. Yeah. So we can go ahead and shift gears from Panthers. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Jonathan, you mentioned Ty Simpson.
Mentioned the guy, yeah.
No, okay. I believe this, like, to my core, that obviously, you know, we live in a society where, you know, hey, you know, capitalism has brought a lot of cool things, but, you know, just it's like that line from Incredibles, money, 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 money. Like, you know, like it's I just think what's happening right now with Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza. I was hearing a national guy talk about it, like, oh, you know, Ty Simpson, through the first 10 games, is doing everything right, pre-snap, post-snap, you know, reading the defense, all these things. And then, you know, the back half of the season, he falls off. But, you know, this Fernando Mendoza guy, you know, he doesn't play great, but, you know, what he does, he wins big games. He doesn't get hurt. He has the right size. You know, just lifts us all these things that, you know, you want in an NFL quarterback. And it's like, guys, have you watched the NFL? It's about, hey, what do you do after you throw an interception? What do you do after, you know, what's it called? Your skill guy gets hurt. What do you do after you know, somebody slams you in the chest? Like, it's all about that's the NFL. And you know, it's not what's it called playing Middle Tennessee on you know, on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Like, it's not that. And so you know, it just reminds me of what's it called? What was that? 5-6 years ago with Trevor Lawrence in that class, and Zach Wilson in, was it? I can't remember if that was a Trey Lance class too, where it's like
it was
it was a Trevor Lawrence draft. Like, I'm sorry, there's not more to cover. I'm sorry, you got to talk about, you know, O lineman, D lineman, like, you know, what's who's coming out of there. But it was a Trevor Lawrence draft, and then, you know, Zach Wilson has that one turnaround. It's called throw it at pro day, and they're like, I don't know, he might be good. Like, guys, like, it's just, they're selling us. It's like, you know, it's like, you can just say it. Like, you know, you can say, hey, we're looking for content. And it's just,
So the thing that people always seem to forget is the number of starts is a real thing. So the two starting quarterbacks to have only 2 seasons worth, and I think the number was like 24 starts to win the Super Bowl, are Tom Brady and Sam Darnold. Every other quarterback has started at least 2.5 seasons or more, which I was like, okay, that's almost a disqualified. Like, you can have a 1-season start and be a successful quarterback, but I think there's something to that, because no offense to Cam Newton would have broken that mold. Like, if Cam, like we talked about earlier, like, he just started the 1 season, but Cam was so athletically gifted, athletically dominating, and had a very specific skill set that the Panthers, you know, rode until they couldn't ride it anymore. But for everybody else who's just a 6 foot to 6'5" quarterback with a solid arm, solid accuracy, who has to win through the pocket and not wow everybody, you're going to have some experience to win and win big.
Well, and to kind of combine both of you guys' points, if you go back to that Cam Newton draft, he was kind of seen as a consensus top QB, and then Blaine Gabbert was seen as number two. And I definitely felt like you're saying, Jonathan, that was about content because he was a Mizzou quarterback. I didn't know a single Mizzou fan that was like, "Oh yeah, Blaine Gabbert's going to be great in the NFL."
Yeah.
It just sort of felt like he was number two because there had to be a number two.
Yeah. Blaine
Yeah.
Gabbert was going to get beat out at Mizzou for actually a guy who went to my alma mater high school, but that guy got caught for drugs. So it's like
another Blaine.
Poor guy.
Yeah, yeah, a Blaine that shall not be named, but
Well, and it makes me think too, because sometimes I think about. Or are you going to say something, Jonathan?
No, go ahead.
Well, sometimes I think about the NFL draft like movie trailers, and like you can have a great trailer, and the movie comes out and sucks. You can have a bad trailer, and the movie comes out and sucks. But it's the job of the movie studio, i.e., the NFL teams, to sell hope to the fan base.
Yeah.
It's not the job of AMC theaters to try to convince you that these movies are going to be great. I mean, in one sense it is, because they're obviously connected. But in theory, AMC should be trying to convince you that Project Hail Mary is awesome.
It's not really that.
Yeah. Like they're kind of they're really supposed to convince you that their movie theater experience is great, not necessarily the movies itself is great. And I agree with you, Jonathan. That's like ESPN, sometimes it feels like they're the AMC, where they're trying to convince you, hey, this guy is going to be awesome. Not because they may even think he's awesome, but because they just want you to watch the NFL draft on ESPN on whatever day it is.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like just, yeah. No,
well, I was going to say, and I do think like it's obviously, quarterback, you touch the ball every play. So it's like, it's easier for, the, what's it called? The ex-basketball player that they now have on First Take who look at a quarterback and be like, hey, he made that 40-yard throw. It must be pretty decent. Like, so you don't have to necessarily, if the guy can recover too, to figure out, to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Versus like an offensive lineman, you're like, okay, he blocked that guy, so it's like, I get it, but it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Do you think that is there anybody that you've seen that you're kind of like excited about that's coming up in this draft?
Which I think you wrote about him too, but I think people are kind of sleeping on Jacob Rodriguez. Like, I think he, maybe I'm dead wrong from what I've seen. But just from like watching some of his plays at Texas Tech, kind of hearing his story a little bit. Ex quarterback, I think that's a really cool thing. I think he's also like a senior, like a grown man too. Like, what's it called? So I think that's pretty exciting. I think obviously, like, we all live in like Chiefs area, Chiefs Kingdom. So it's like, I think when they were like thinking about what receivers to get, like what's it called? The Indiana wide receivers, Cooper, Surratt. I think like, I mean, I just saw those guys just make big plays all season. So it's like,
right.
I'm excited about that. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I mean Jeremiah Love. Like at first, I thought Jeremiah Love was just pretty good. Like gonna be another guy. Now, I mean, I'm buying into what's called his draft hype. Like he's Marshall Faulk. Like
yeah,
like I'm getting sold.
The more I watch him, the more I am just mesmerized by his big playability. He's going to be a guy who, if he goes to the Titans, right? The one thing about the Titans will be he's going to a system, the Kyle Shanahan system, that knows how to run the football.
Yeah.
Like that'll be the one benefit of him going to the Titans is, hey, not only he's not going to be the quote unquote only weapon. Like, yes, you have Cam Ward, and I think Cam Ward played fine. Like for a guy with no legitimate weapons on the outside, I think he played fine. But they should be able to run the football a little bit better with an explosive back because of that system. If he fell to the Chiefs, which again, I think the Chiefs will still take him if he fell to 9, but he's not falling past New Orleans. Like, I think New Orleans would still draft him, and they would just have a 3 running back system or trade Kamara or something. Mm-hmm. I've seen him also go to the Commanders, but he's not falling out of the top 10 for sure. Like, it's everybody, everything I've seen, he's going to the Titans. Like, the Titans are saying, hey, he's the best player. We're going to go ahead and run the football with him and combine him with our young quarterback.
That's good. Real quick aside, when you guys when we're done with this, watch the end of Duke versus UConn tonight. Or they played earlier. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but
no. We could talk about it. Did you watch it, Donald?
No, I didn't see it, but go for it. I know they won, but yeah.
Yeah. Duke should have won that game. Like,
absolutely.
Like, if my last name is Boozer, I can't show my face to Duke University for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, there is like so Duke, correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, but Duke gets the ball with 10 seconds left.
Pretty much.
They're up by 2. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is just hold on to the ball. Boozer passes it to another guy. The other guy passes it to the other Boozer. The other Boozer sees guys coming at him, but he sees a guy wide open over by the 3. He tries to chuck it to the guy. They bat the ball. UConn's best shooter gets it. Dribble. And again, this is from like 35 feet. Scoops it. So now UConn is up with 0.3 seconds by 1. And I was just like, I'm not even a Duke fan. I don't care that Duke lost. Couldn't care less. But it was just like, that is so terrible.
Mm-hmm. I was like, and they ruined my bracket. There we go.
No, they ruined my bracket.
They were up by plus 15 or more? Like, they were up by at least.
Yes.
What's it called?
And been playing so funky in this tournament.
There's a famous like stat sheet that like number 1 seeds who are up by 15 or more in halftime are like 139-0. Like, Bomani Jones, who I listen to all the time, he's gonna be ecstatic about it because he hates Duke. He hates Duke. So, and again, like I'm not a huge Duke fan. I'm not. Like, I don't hate them. It's just I don't like them. It's fine. I'm just whatever to them, but I just bad decisions just frustrate me. Just like the timeout from Michigan occurs.
Technical foul. It's also crazy how often that's referenced. Like, if you, like, I've seen that reference because. So obviously you're in Sports 1993 by the legendary SI.
Yes.
So it's like,
for those who know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which
you know.
Again, growing up watching that, like I just thought, oh, cool, and like didn't even think about it. And obviously Chris Webber and big brands or whatever. But it's like I heard that referenced last year in an NBA game. Like, oh, don't want to be a Chris Webber, and it's like. It's like, how do you know this? Like,
and it happened 34 years ago.
Yeah.
34 years ago. And people still talk about it.
That's
crazy.
My
gosh. Oh my gosh.
No, I was hyped. I got on top of our couch. And when that what's it called? One dude, just drained that Steph Curry shot. I was like, what's it called?
30.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
But, dude,
shout out to UConn. UConn is such a weird program too, because it's like, oh, you guys have 6 national championships? How did this happen?
Yeah. In less than 30 years, something like that?
Yes. Yeah. Since like 96. I think that was when they won their first one.
Yeah.
And again, like most good programs, is one with different coaches, but like this is a span. Like we talk about the span. And shout out to Gina. She's a UConn alum, our cousin.
Yeah.
But
I could tell Samantha that. I was like, our cousin went to UConn. It's like,
but
and it's weird too, because I think also part of it is the UConn women are so much better.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That it's like, oh y'all only have
They'll
6.
probably win the championship
Step
this
the
year.
game up.
Yeah.
It's like, get on our level. Yeah. It's like, we have 6 national championships. Yeah, but we kind of have like 10 or 12 over here. So we kind of do our like, oh, that's cute.
We have a triple digit undefeated streak going.
Yeah. We broke that. We won 89 games in a row. So I mean, that,
no big deal. No big deal.
Like, oh, wow. We might have the top 3 greatest college women's basketball players of all time, but so.
Yeah. After this, I'm gonna send y'all the video that like made me fall in love with Dan Hurley, because like I've just been like following him pretty much. I'll just send you like multiple videos, but because he's a player's coach, for the most part, but talking crap all the time. After last title, he's like, "Hey, UConn's been running college basketball for 30 years," and like just saying all this stuff. I'm like, you gotta love it. But no, dude. I think they can. I think they can make the Natty, because they're playing Illinois, which like obviously Illinois is a good team. But I mean, I think they they have the coaching edge. But man, today was awesome. Today was like finally like that was the first moment that really felt like March Madness to me. Like because it's still college basketball, so it's like these guys are getting, like, you do see dumb decisions in college basketball all the time, but that's part of the madness. It's like
part of the madness.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, why would you do that? I have a final on Friday, bro. I was distracted. Yeah, it looks like it. Shoot.
Yeah. If your last name's Boozer, you can't show your face to Cameron Indoor for at least a couple years, man, because that was bad. like what made it the egregious thing was you had it's a simple, if any 3 of you guys just hold on to the ball, you probably win the game.
Mm-hmm.
You probably win the game, because now you're asking like, even if you make both free throws, you go up by 3. The only thing they can do is make the 3 to tie it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was egregious, man. Egregious. So,
and UConn wasn't shooting good at all. Like they just kind of got hot by the end, like last 5 minutes. So yeah.
But that's and again, it's no shot on their coach John Shire. Like he's still a good coach, but like I don't know, like maybe you call a timeout. I don't know, but hey, I'm not in there. I'm not a basketball coach. I coach football, so. Well, guys, man, I'll go ahead and wrap this up by just saying, man, it was fun doing this. We got to do it again.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Hey, so thanks for listening to the podcast. Hope you like, subscribe, comment. I'll post a pinned comment below. But otherwise, thank you so much. And once again, Donald Jonathan, it was fun having my brothers on here. It was a pleasure. All right. Peace, everybody.